Good morning again. Apologies for all of those of you that were watching, but basically we lost internet connection completely halfway through my Monday messages this morning. So we were talking about the importance of, or the value of identifying all the different little aspects of ourselves and thinking about the skills and the talents and the abilities of each of those small parts, and recognizing that they have appropriate times and circumstances where they are going to be really useful to you. And they also have times where, if they stay out, mostly it's about staying out too long, that the behaviour that goes with those many aspects of ourselves becomes a bit inappropriate and a bit counterproductive. So I was telling you about my experience as a TV producer, and a huge part of that job being to act as a kind of referee, to bring different parts of the production team together so that they could combine their skills and create a whole, a unified whole. And to remind them, what worked always was to just remind them of their common goal. And that common goal was to create the best possible TV production that they could possibly create, and to use their skills in order to do that. So in the case of the creative team, the creative department, all the art department and the more creative or let's say visually creative members of the team, their goal was to create the best possible production, something that was visually stunning, groundbreaking, would break the rules, would be taking risks, and would be, edgy and beautiful, and would invariably involve money and time. And the money people, their concerns were very much about staying safe, staying predictable, staying comfortable, having a guarantee that they were going to get a return to their investment. But they kind of knew that in order to do that, that the production had to be brilliant. And so they knew they needed pointing out from time to time. They knew that they needed the art department, the creative guys, in order to achieve that. And equally, the creatives knew, when they were reminded, that they needed the money people to provide them with the source of being able to achieve that brilliant production. So they had a common goal. They just forgot from time to time, and they were so busy fighting that they are actually using up valuable production time. And that's something, as a producer, that I'm in charge of, the overview, basically the overall goal, making sure that everybody's on track and that the best possible outcome can be reached. And time is often of the essence when you're in a production. So using up valuable time within fighting really doesn't serve anybody, and just meant that nothing was really happening. So that's what I did, was got those two factions to remember that they had a common goal, to be mutually respectful of the different ways of achieving that, to work together in harmony to create that lovely end result. And this is exactly the same within us, that we can have different parts of ourselves that have been set up maybe at very different times in our lives, and the behaviour that goes with those parts can seem counterproductive. It can seem to be in conflict, and the result often is that conflict is turned around and round, and they're constantly arguing the toss, if you like. And you might feel that, on the one hand this, and on the other hand this. but actually the result is that nothing happens. There's a stuckness, there's an inability to move forward. So what I wanted to do today was just give you a few little steps to help you identify those parts and to get to know them, to bring them into consciousness and to harness their skills when you need them, and also to be able to stand them down, if you like, to soothe them, to enable them to feel whatever it is that they need to feel fulfillment in, to give them that before that behaviour becomes a hindrance to you. So I hope that makes sense. Do let me know if you feel that does make sense and it would be useful to you. Give me a thumbs up or a heart or something like that. And equally, if it doesn't, then do pop your comments in the thread below and I will answer your questions as best I can. So the first thing to do is really, I would encourage you to pick maybe the top 4 to 6 mini aspects of you that you actually feel are quite familiar. You know, they come out regularly, and you know, you're conscious that there's maybe some conflict there that creates stuckness, or that, you know, you feel like part of you wants this and another part wants that. Separate them, get familiar with them, and then explore them. So this is the second part of the stage. So just explore them. What are they trying to achieve for you? What feelings are they ultimately trying to get you to feel? Or conversely, what are they trying to protect you from feeling? Because it's all about feelings, and it's the feelings at the end of the day that drive everything. And the behaviours that they've set up in order to achieve those things. The third point would be, when would those strengths, those skills, when would they be useful to you? When might you actually actively choose to take them on? I have a kind of little persona that I call my poor me. And she doesn't come out very much anymore, but she used to come out a lot. And she is that kind of state where it's like, where I'm feeling tearful, I'm feeling very sorry for myself, I'm feeling like I do everything and no one else does anything. And if it wasn't for me, blah, 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 blah. And I when I wasn't conscious of her, she ran and became unbearable. But now I'm conscious of her. If she does start to show up, even, you know, if I see her coming in the distance, then I know that's a red light for me. That's a warning light that I am doing too much, that I'm starting to go into overwhelm, I'm starting to possibly head down the route towards burnout. And that's something that happened to me many years ago and actually got me chronically ill. So this little poor me character comes out if there's any possibility of me going down that route again. She's my warning. She's my canary in the coal mine, if you like. And I listen to her now because I have no desire to go down that route again, even though I kind of know I would never go fully down that route because I'm not the same person anymore. But I thank her for just reminding me to take care of myself, because ultimately that's what she wants me to do. She wants me to take care of myself so that I can feel free and able to choose and able to look after myself. And she comes out if I've been far too long in another aspect of myself that I call my producer self, and that's my go, 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 do, get shit done, excuse my language, type of persona. Very useful. Both of them are very useful, actually. But they're not, neither of them are useful if I adopt them completely, because they're both exhausting and they're both not nice to live with for other people, as I found out to my cost. But when they work together, I can achieve a balance. They counterbalance each other. Where did we get to? We got to number 3. Yes, when would their skills and strengths be useful? And also then, coming on to the 4th point, it is helpful to understand when they become a hindrance. So as I was saying before, usually it's about when they stay out too long and that behaviour becomes inappropriate or just not fit for purpose. It's maybe something that was set up a very long time ago and you're in a different space now and it's just not valuable. But it can be a useful reminder. So think about that. And then the 5th point is, if you do feel that sense of conflict and you feel that there's one part of me wants this, another part of me wants that, and I'm not really doing anything, how can they pool resources, work together collectively for whatever it is that you are wanting to achieve or wanting to feel? Because ultimately, if you really think about what their purpose is, invariably it will be to actually achieve the same thing. Might not seem like it when you're down here, but once you go up and up and up asking good questions, when you feel that, what will you feel? When you do that, what will it mean? What will you feel? Then invariably you will come to the same end goal. So just like that producer conundrum, if we can remind our 2 parts that they have a common purpose, then they can work together and they can pool resources, and actually you will be even stronger and more powerful than you were before you realise that. And you'll get whatever you need done, or you'll feel whatever you need to feel. So that's it for this week. Once again, apologies for the interruption. Very, very late second half. And I know it's not very polished, but do have a look at part 1. And this part will perhaps make more sense then, and vice versa. So actually, that's quite neat now I think about it. You've got 2 parts of this talk, and together they form a whole talk. There you go. Thank you, universe. Have a great week. Bye.